Today, we're going to talk about house hacking. What is house hacking? House hacking is an innovative way for individuals to build wealth through real estate. It involves purchasing a property with the intention of turning it into a multi-family home, then renting out the individual units to other tenants in order to generate a steady income. This strategy has become increasingly popular in recent years, and for pretty good reason. It enables individuals to generate passive income and acquire real estate assets without having to spend a tremendous amount of money and their own time. It also creates increased cash flow, tax deductions, and has proven over the last 50 years at the very least to be an overall really savvy investment. I'm going to talk about what house hacking is, its benefits, and ways to get started. I'll also identify some of the potential drawbacks and considerations that you will want to have in the front of your head before embarking on this journey. Finally, I'm going to provide some tips and tricks to best maximize this practice to have maximum success. Maximizing your success. House hacking is a creative real estate investment strategy that has gained popular approval over the years. It involves purchasing a property, typically a 1 to 4 unit family home, and renting out part of it to other tenants. Typically, the investor lives in one of the units and rents out the others. By doing this, the investor is able to offset their costs of their mortgage or other fixed costs, including maximizing cash flow and turning the property into a profitable investment. There are several reasons why house hacking is taking off in popularity. The first is that it is relatively easy to do and it requires minimal input from the investor. By living on the premises, the investor is able to directly oversee the other tenants and ensure that any problem that arises can be dealt with quickly and without excessive effort. House hackers are also able to keep a closer eye on the general maintenance of the property, providing a better quality of life for the tenants while also helping to retain them a little bit longer. The second reason that house hacking is becoming increasingly popular is that it's a cost-effective way to buy a house. Most house hackers do some basic renovations that add value to the property. This can be offset by renting out the other units and enabling them to collect regular income. Not only does this free up some of the capital that the investor would otherwise spend on the mortgage, the income generated typically covers the entire property's mortgage payments, insurance, and any other expenses. As a result, the investor is able to save a little bit of money while earning an income at the same time. And the third reason why house hacking is gaining in popularity is due to the rental market. With the rise in rental prices across the country, house hacking can provide a steady source of income for property investors, and it's also going to allow them to hedge against any price changes in the housing market. The dynamics on why this is true are quite complicated, but my video about boomers, millennials, and Gen Xers covers it in depth. Finally, house hacking offers a great way to get started in real estate investing without taking on a large amount of risk. By self-managing their property and collecting rent from tenants, investors have an opportunity to become familiar with the real estate industry and the market and the laws surrounding it, all with the promise of recovering the money invested up front. This makes house hacking appealing for those just starting out in real estate investing, as it provides a low barrier of entry. Overall, house hacking is becoming increasingly popular due to its low barrier of entry, cost effectiveness, and its ability to generate income. By living on the property and renting out other units, investors are able to offset their costs while gaining experience in the real estate market, plus they can hedge against prices and housing markets with little to no risk. For these reasons, house hacking is becoming very popular with real estate investors. Before taking on a house hacking project, you should definitely consider the following: the type of property you want to purchase, the amount of money that you want to invest, and the type of tenants that you want to rent to. It's so good to have these things in mind before getting the property to make it all sort of work out. You should also evaluate the local market, research current rental rates, and create a really solid idea of the cash flow plan to ensure that your investment is going to produce a positive return. You don't want to walk into this just hoping and wishing that things are going to work out for you. The whole purpose is to recoup the costs that you spent upfront. Additionally, weighing the risks involved and understanding the legal and tax implications of owning multiple residential properties is really important before committing to a project like this. So once you have a clear plan in place, then you can begin looking for your properties. You need to start with a local advocate or a real estate website to find properties within your budget and those that are going to meet your desired criteria. It's important to do your due diligence and evaluate the local market when making an offer. You have to be sure that the rent you need to charge is supported by the market and what other nearby landlords are affording. Before settling on a purchase agreement at the closing table, make sure to have a property inspector come to the home and provide a detailed inspection report. A good advocate is going to ensure that your interests are always protected from start to finish and that your wealth only expands. Finally, you'll need to decide on the type of tenant that you would like to rent to. Families tend to be a little bit more reliable renters, while college students may require just a little bit more maintenance and management. You might have more fun at their parties. I guess that's probably true, but they do potentially need a little bit more maintenance and upkeep of the property. Additionally, it's important to decide if you want to manage the property yourself or if you'd like to be paying a property management company to do the work for you. Knowing this ahead of time is going to help you plan for additional expenses and really just create a budget that's going to fit your goals. House hacking can be an excellent strategy for real estate investors who just want to leverage rental income to pay for their primary residence. Taking the time to plan properly and evaluate the risks involved before taking the plunge will help you maximize your returns and provide an added layer of security for your investment. Even if you can recoup the cost in the long term, house hacking can be a sizable investment up front. So not only will there be the cost of purchasing and remodeling the property to accommodate multiple units, there's also going to be the ongoing costs of managing and maintaining the property. These costs can range from insurance and property taxes and utility bills to maintenance and repairs, as well as garbage and snow removal. These costs can add up pretty quickly, and if you're not managing them properly, they can put significant strain on your finances. You could be paying for someone else to be living in your property. So Secondly, house hacking can require a significant time commitment. Popular forms of house hacking like multifamily homes, vacation rentals, and Airbnb units all involve a certain degree of property management. This means dealing with the tenants on a regular basis and handling tenant issues, which can be a little bit time consuming and sometimes expensive, really. If you don't have the skills or the resources to maintain the property, you're going to need to hire a contractor for repairs, maintenance, which can further drive up the costs of the house hacking. So lastly, it is important to understand the location, legalities, and market conditions when house hacking. You need to make sure that the local zoning laws allow for the type of housing unit that you would like to create. You also need to be sure and evaluate that the local market for rent prices and occupancy levels to determine if your investment is going to be successful. If you're trying to buy a home in a place where tenancy rates are really low, there's lots of availability, open places to live, it might not be the best place to look. So in addition, you're going to need to research how long it takes to fill the vacancy and what type of tenant you can expect in the area, as both of these are going to be factors that greatly impact your rental income. Finding a location for house hacking can really be very challenging, so it's important to select a local market that meets your needs. A desirable location will have low vacancy rates, offer higher rental income than expenses, and provide a secure investment with reliable tenants. To get the most out of house hacking, you're going to want to evaluate markets that feature multiple housing options, such as apartment complexes, single-family homes, townhomes, duplexes, and other similar options. When considering how to maximize the benefits of house hacking, include space flexibility in your list of priorities. To stay competitive in the rental market, it's important to rent out space that meets the needs of tenants. For example, offer both long-term and short-term rentals, such as month-to-month lease of an entire house or a 6-month lease for just one room. Another great way to maximize the number of tenants is to offer furnished units. Furnishing offers convenience and comfort for tenants, which can draw in more renters and increase your returns. To maximize returns and create a good amount of passive income, keep an eye on costs. You don't need to invest huge amounts of money into renovations, but you really do need to maintain the property. You can't have a property that's people don't want to live in. You've got to attract the renters, and both the inside and the outside of the house need to be maintained. Repairing and maintaining the property, including interior updates such as painting and installing ceiling fans, can make all the difference in your ability to attract and retain the right clients. Additionally, make sure to effectively price the rental to stay competitive while still generating a positive cash flow. Make sure to adhere to all of the local laws and regulations. House hacking requires compliance with both rental and tax laws, and failing to do so can lead to really hefty fines and other penalties, and then you will have only yourself to blame. You're the boss in this situation. You have the advantage where you're renting your home out, so you need to follow the rules and the laws. Research local real estate laws and regulations and understand what you need to do to remain compliant with the law. House hacking can be a great real estate investment strategy if you know how to maximize the benefits. Start by researching local markets that offer a variety of housing options for tenants. To increase your return on investment by offering flexible terms, furnishing units, and maintaining the property's condition. Make sure to adhere to all local laws and regulations to remain compliant. If you follow these steps, you can maximize the benefits to house hacking and have a really successful real estate investment venture. I sound like a little drunk, but you can have a very successful real estate venture. If you're looking to buy a home in Salt Lake City, check out my video about the best neighborhoods around. If quality of life is the most important thing to you, you need walkability, entertainment, and food nearby. This video is just for you. I'm Ryan Shupit with Active Utah Homes at Realty One Group Signature. On this channel, I teach you everything you need to know about buying your very first home.